Alright folks, 10 tips for the first 10 levels. First off, this PAL box, when you place this down, dictates the area that you can build in. So when you put it down, it becomes the center of your buildable circle. And you'll see like a blue line, see if I can find it, yeah, there you go, that kind of marks the edge. So you have to be careful where you put it. You want to have as much space as possible to build. If I were to put that like right here, you know, then half my area would be down there. Alright, up there is where you spawn, and if I look at the map, right here there's a pretty big area, and they don't really come down and fight you from the top. Everybody would always either come in across this bridge here or in this area here, so I've got just 2 points to defend for the little raids. Alright, point number 2 is the R key. So if I go up to my inventory and I open it up, instead of moving stuff over manually, I can just hit R. And anything that's over there will get moved. So the rocks and the palladium got moved over, but nothing else. So the R will quickly move stuff over for you from your inventory. Alright, item number 3, you want to build the shield as fast as possible or as soon as you can. The shield actually goes into your inventory. So if I go to my inventory, it would pop right here. And it's actually a shield for you, not your base or anything like that. And a lot of that kind of isn't really explained very well. Like if I click over, it just says strange shield made, repairs itself when not taking damage. Alright, next item on our list, the dodge. You know, when you're fighting these guys, the bigger they are, they're going to start shooting stuff at you, and you want to use the control key on the keyboard, and you'll dodge in whatever direction you're moving. You can also map this to one of your mouse buttons, and that way every time you hit the middle mouse button, you'll dodge as well. Alright, next item is the map. On the map, dungeons are not marked on the map. Points of interest and respawn points, or sorry, flash travel points are marked, but dungeons are not. So what you want to do is whenever there's an area where you're looking for something, like you found a big spawn of iron, make sure you hit the E key, and then you can pick like, hey, this is going to be iron, and that way you know what that is. Or if it's a dungeon, you can do that, and you can mark your map wherever you're going to go. Alright, next point, you want to get the ranch as soon as you can, because your pals will jump in there and they'll drop stuff. Like you can see there's a bunch of wool here in mine. These little creamy guys, what are they, creamus, drop tons of wool. The little chick guys will drop eggs for you to cook. So it's a nice way to automate that. And then also, as soon as you get the chance to get this reindeer, he hammers wood for you. You can see all this wood just laying down here. I should probably put a chest down here to pick this stuff up. If you put a chest down, like most of these guys will grab the stuff and put it in the chest for you, so you don't have to pick it up yourself. Alright, go to my chest. Hit R. It pops it in there for me. All set. Alright, another item I want to talk about is the food. If I hit F to open this up, you can see these little timers. If I hit the sort button, it'll refresh the timers for me. So even on your inventory, it will fix that. And that way you've got more time for your food. And you want to automate things. You see here this little acorn guy. He's actually planting my seeds, which takes forever. And then this little guy here will spray water and water the stuff. And then little slacker here will harvest the stuff for me. So these red berry plants will actually produce all four. I don't do anything, and they'll move it over here into the food barrel. Now, theoretically, you want the food barrel, here closer so that they don't have to run so far, because sometimes the pathing has issues. But I've never had problems with it that far away. All right, another thing you want to get as fast as you can is the parachute thing, because it helps you to travel faster. In the water, you see your stamina. If your stamina hits 0, you start taking damage until you die. So if I'm in the water and I run out of stamina, I can't climb. So a lot of times you have to wait until maybe that spot right there would be the only place where I could get out of the water is right here, where it didn't take any stamina. But if you run out of stamina in the water, you're gonna die. All right, and then the last thing I want to mention is these little pals. You want to collect at least 10 of every one. When you get to the higher levels, there's a pal condenser, and it condenses them based on how many you have. So the first level, you see these little stars here underneath the picture of the PAL. There's 4 stars. So the first one to get the first star, it takes 4 of them to combine into one. That gives you the first star. Then it takes 8, 16, and 32. So eventually you're going to have a ton of these PALs if you want to upgrade them. And I could be wrong. Actually, I think it's 4, 16, 32. So don't be afraid. At first, it's hard to get all the little the Pokeball things to make them. They're kind of a pain in the butt, so don't worry about trying to get 10 right in a row. But as soon as you can start getting those Pokeballs, and it's a lot easier, I would knock out the 10 of those as fast as you can. You get the most levels from capturing them rather than killing them. All right, and then the very last item I want to talk about is the passives. I did not realize my first playthrough about all these passives, but you can see here at the bottom, on the right here at the bottom, there's all the like slacker, unstable, burly body, unstable. So some of these obviously are better than others. You want to go to the website and check it because some of these like slacker makes them work 30% slower. And then there's others that are brave, nimble, trying to see cold-blooded, runner. Runner means they walk a little bit faster, like plus 20%. Bottomless stomach, I imagine, eats a whole lot. That one has air cannon. So there's logging foreman, so he's actually pretty good about logging. And I'm not quite sure if that's what that means, but because I don't think he's really a logger. But you can click on each one. So this one's a workaholic, so he'll work faster. But apparently he likes fire. So some of them have passive skills, some of them don't. So go ahead and grab as many of those. So if you see something that you like, grab a few of them, and that way you can pick which one's going to be your favorite. Maybe you'll get a good passive skill choice. All right, all of these early ones, the guy that shoots the water, the guy that does the farming, the guy that drops a ton of wool, the guy that does the wood for you, and this guy that kind of does a little bit like he does all your hand stuff, can all be found right by the first part. So I didn't even get into it, so I kind of like went here, and that's it as far as I went to, and I was able to find all of those and automate all those processes. So if you've got some better tips for the first 10 levels, let me know. Other than that, have a great day, folks.